Listen to me, dream bigger. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they're thinking too small. You're not here just to survive. You're here to build, to grow, to push yourself into spaces that force you to level up. Every great dream starts with one thing: belief. Belief that you can do it. Belief that you deserve it. Belief that your story matters. People will doubt you, circumstances will test you, but your dream is your responsibility. Nobody else is going to carry it for you. Stop shrinking your goals because people around you don't think it's possible. It's your vision. They weren't supposed to see it. Don't let fear talk you out of your future. Don't let comfort trap you in the same place year after year. The dream you want will demand the best version of you. So show up. Work early, work late, work when you don't feel like it. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Dream bigger, not because it's easy, but because you were built for more. Your future is waiting. Go get it. Most people never reach the life they dream about, not because they don't have talent or potential, but because they choose dreams that are too small. A dream that fits inside your comfort zone will never push you into the version of yourself you're supposed to become. When a dream is big enough, it forces you to do things you've never done, learn things you never learned, and grow in ways you didn't even think were possible. That's why your dream should scare you. That fear you feel isn't a warning sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you are stepping into something larger than what you've known. It's proof that you're stretching your limits rather than shrinking them. People underestimate the importance of discomfort. They think fear means they're not ready. They think nervousness means they shouldn't try. But the truth is, fear appears every time you stand at the edge of something meaningful. Fear shows up right before you take a step that can change your life. When your dream scares you, it means it's worth chasing. It means it carries weight. It means there's something inside it that will transform you if you commit to the journey. Playing small might feel safe, but it guarantees that nothing will change. You stay in the same place, surrounded by the same problems, with the same level of growth. Dreaming big forces you to become someone new. It challenges you to drop old habits, build new skills, and think on a higher level. A big dream demands discipline because the old version of you can't carry the new blessings. It pushes you to wake up earlier, fight distractions harder, and stay focused even when nobody is watching. You start seeing that every choice matters, every day matters. Every action moves you closer or further away from that bigger, scarier dream. And suddenly you understand what people mean when they say the journey changes you more than the destination. But big dreams don't just ask for effort, they ask for courage. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. Courage means you move forward while afraid. When the path is uncertain, when the steps aren't clear, when the outcome feels impossible, courage is what keeps you moving. You learn to trust yourself, to trust to trust that the work you put in will eventually pay off. You also learn to stop depending on the approval of others. People will tell you your dream is unrealistic. They'll ask why you're trying so hard. They'll project their limitations onto you. But that's their fear talking, not yours. Your dream wasn't given to them. It was given to you. A dream that scares you teaches you responsibility. When you know your dream is bigger than your excuses, you stop wasting time. You stop half working. You stop letting distractions steal your future. You start taking ownership of every minute, every opportunity, every choice. You realize that big dreams require big character. They require you to be stronger mentally, more consistent emotionally, and more determined physically. You start to see that the scary dream is not just something to achieve, but something designed to transform you into someone who can handle the life you're asking for. Big dreams also help you understand the value of patience. The bigger the dream, the longer the process. Some days you'll feel like you're moving fast, making progress, getting closer. Other days you'll feel stuck, tired, or unsure. That's normal. Nothing extraordinary happens in a straight line. Everything meaningful takes time. Every setback is teaching you something. Every challenge is preparing you for the reward. Every obstacle is strengthening you in a way that a small dream never could. If it were easy, it wouldn't be big. If it didn't challenge you, it wouldn't change you. When your dream is big enough to scare you, it becomes the reason you wake up with purpose. You're no longer just going through the motion. You're not living randomly or waiting for opportunities to appear. You're chasing something that lights you up. chasing something that lights you up. You're working toward a vision that pulls you forward, even when you feel low energy or overwhelmed. You start to understand that growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from challenge. And that scary feeling in your chest, every time you think about your dream, most people don't realize how much their environment shapes their mindset, their discipline, and eventually their future. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if the people around you are small thinkers, complainers, or individuals who settle for less, their energy will slowly pull you down. That's why surrounding yourself with people who challenge you is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Growth doesn't happen in comfortable environments. Growth comes from being around people who expect more from you, who inspire you to push harder, who hold you accountable, and who don't let you lower your standards. When you stay around people who only want comfort, you eventually start wanting comfort too. When you stay around people who fear challenges, you start fearing challenges too. Without noticing it, you begin adopting their habits, their excuses, and their patterns. The truth is, your circle influences your direction. If you want to go somewhere great, you need people who are also climbing. You need people who think bigger, who talk about goals instead of gossip, who focus on growth instead of complaining about problems. When you're surrounded by these kinds of people, you naturally rise. You start to feel responsible for showing up with more discipline, more effort, and more intention. But surrounding yourself with people who challenge you isn't always easy. Sometimes the people you care about the most are the ones who keep you comfortable. They may not be bad people, but they might not be the right people for the version of yourself you're trying to become. They might not understand your goals, your dreams, or your hunger for something more. And if you're not careful, you'll start shrinking your vision just to fit their expectations. You'll start playing small so they won't feel uncomfortable around your ambition. You'll stop pushing yourself so you don't stand out too much. And that's how dreams die quietly. Choosing a circle that challenges you means being around people who don't let you quit on yourself. These are the people who ask you tough questions, who remind you of your potential, and who won't let you break promises you made to your future. They don't celebrate laziness. They don't encourage excuses. They don't accept half effort. Instead, they push you to improve. They motivate you to stay consistent, and they inspire you to raise your standard. They aren't threatened by your success. They help build it. Their energy forces you to level up. Being around people who challenge you also brings clarity. They show you what's possible. When you see someone working hard, staying disciplined, or chasing something big, your brain starts to understand that success isn't luck, it's effort and consistency. You begin to believe more deeply in your own potential, watching someone else live it out. You learn strategies, habits, mindsets, and lessons that you may have never discovered on your own. Their discipline becomes a mirror for your own action. Their progress becomes fuel for your growth. Their ambition becomes a reminder that you're capable of more too. This kind of environment forces you to step outside your comfort zone. It pushes you to face your weaknesses instead of ignoring them. It encourages you to try new things, take risks, and improve your skills. When someone in your circle is leveling up, you don't want to be the one staying behind. Healthy competition forms. Inspiration spreads. Suddenly, you realize that growth can actually be exciting, not scary. You begin to crave improvement because everyone around you is chasing it too. At the same time, surrounding yourself with people who challenge you also teaches you responsibility. You can't bring weak energy into a strong circle. You can't show up inconsistent while they're showing up committed. Their presence demands your best, not in a negative way, but in a way that pushes you to become the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. You start taking ownership of your actions, your goals, and your decisions. You stop blaming circumstances and start creating opportunities. You stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline. And just something people don't say enough. The right circle doesn't just challenge you, they support you. They remind you that it's okay to struggle, but not okay to quit. Quit. They help you up when you fall, but they make sure you stand stronger the next time. They don't let you settle. They see potential in you even on the days you can't see it yourself. That kind of support is rare and it's powerful. Your circle matters more than you think. If you want to grow, evolve, and achieve something meaningful, choose people who push you toward your best self. Because the right environment doesn't just change your mindset, it changes your future. People talk about motivation like it's the magic solution to everything, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on your mood, your energy, or what kind of day you're having. You might wake up feeling pumped on Monday, but by Wednesday the excitement is gone, and you don't feel like doing anything. That's exactly why discipline is so important. Discipline is what keeps you moving when you don't feel motivated. Discipline is what separates people who dream from people who achieve. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what carries you to the finish line. When you rely only on motivation, you'll always be inconsistent. Some days you'll feel great, some days you won't. Some days you'll want to work hard, other days you'll want to quit. But discipline teaches you that your actions shouldn't depend on your feelings. Feelings change every day, sometimes every hour. Discipline is choosing to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing long-term results over short-term comfort. It's pushing through resistance because you know the reward is worth it. Discipline is a muscle. You build it by showing up repeatedly, by doing the hard things again and again until they become part of who you are. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you get stronger. Every time you push yourself when it's difficult, you build confidence. You start trusting yourself more because you know you keep your own promises. And that self-trust is priceless. Motivation can make you feel good, but discipline makes you dependable to yourself. The people who succeed at anything, school, sports, business, fitness, or personal goals, aren't always the most talented. Many times, they just keep working long after others have stopped. They show up early, stay focused, ignore distractions, and use their time wisely. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They don't wait for motivation. They bring effort. Their discipline becomes their advantage. There will always be days when you're tired, stressed, or not in the mood. But discipline helps you take control instead of letting your feelings decide everything. It teaches you how to keep going, even on rough days. You learn how to stay focused, how to get back on track, and how to push through obstacles without getting discouraged. Discipline gives you stability. It keeps your goals alive when motivation fades away. Working with discipline doesn't mean you never rest or take breaks. It means you know when to work and when to rest. It means having a schedule, sticking to it, and respecting your own time. It means not letting procrastination steal your progress. It means understanding the difference between being tired and being lazy. Discipline helps you recognize when you need a break and when you're just looking for excuses. And here's the truth. Discipline feels difficult in the beginning because your mind and body are used to comfort. But once discipline becomes a habit, it becomes part of your identity. You no longer force yourself. You simply do it because it's who you are now. You become the kind of person who follows through, who finishes what they start, who doesn't quit when things get tough. That mindset alone will take you further than any burst of motivation ever could. Discipline also teaches you patience. Progress doesn't come instantly. Big goals take time. And during a long process, motivation will fade many times. But discipline helps you stay committed even when results are slow. You learn to value consistency more than intensity. You realize that small steps taken daily are more powerful than big steps taken rarely. The quiet, consistent effort becomes your foundation. People will often admire your success, but never see the discipline that built it. They won't see early mornings, late nights, sacrifices, or the days when you worked even though you didn't want to. But you'll know what it took. Then that journey will make your achievements even more meaningful. Discipline gives you a sense of pride that motivation can never provide. There's another important truth. Discipline is freedom. It frees you from regret, from wasted time, from unfinished goals. It gives you control over your future. When you're disciplined, you're not waiting for the right moment. You're creating it. You're not hoping for results. You're earning them. You're not controlled by your moods. You're guided by your purpose. Discipline isn't always exciting. It's not always fun, but it is always worth it. Because every time you choose discipline, you're choosing your future. You're choosing growth. You're choosing to become the best version of yourself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting others to understand their dream. They wait for approval, support, and validation before they start chasing what they want. But your vision was given to you, not to them. People around you don't have to understand your dream for it to be real. They don't have to believe in it for you to begin. They don't have to see the potential for you to grow into it. Your dream is your responsibility, and the sooner you stop expecting everyone to understand it, the faster you'll move forward. Most people think small because small goals feel normal, realistic, and easy to explain. So when you talk about something big, something that stretches beyond what others can imagine, it feels strange to them. They might doubt you, not because you can't do it, but because they've never seen it done. They're judging your vision based on their experiences, not your potential. They react from their own limitations, not your possibilities. And if you aren't careful, you start shrinking your dream just to fit into the size of their imagination. Not everyone can see what you see. Not everyone can understand your hunger, your passion, your purpose. Some people will question you, some will laugh, some will tell you to be unrealistic. But the truth is, unrealistic is just another word for comfortable, and no big dream comes from comfort. Every great achiever was misunderstood at the beginning. People told them it wouldn't work, it couldn't happen, or it wasn't sensible. But they didn't listen because they knew the dream didn't belong to anyone else. Your vision doesn't need permission, it needs commitment. When you stop waiting for others to cheer you on, you free yourself to start moving. You learn to trust your instincts, your goals, and your journey. You realize that the only person who truly needs to understand your dream is you. Other people might join later. They might support you after they see results. They might celebrate you only when your success is visible. But at the beginning, when your dream is fragile and new, you must protect it from doubt, especially the doubt that comes from others. Sometimes the people closest to you won't understand your dream. That can feel disappointing, but it doesn't mean they're against you. It just means your dream is too big for their level of belief right now. And that's okay. Your job isn't to convince them. Your job is to work until your actions speak louder than explanations. People may not understand your vision today, but they will understand your results one day. Success has a way of making everything clear. When you hold on to your vision, despite the confusion of criticism around you, you grow stronger. You build mental resilience. You learn to stand firm. You stop relying on outside opinions to feel confident. You begin shaping your identity around who you want to become, not who people think you are right now. This is how you break out of the limitations others place on you. This is how you rise beyond what they expect. This is how dreams turn into reality. Your vision is a private conversation between you and your future. It's a map drawn specifically for your journey. Others weren't there when you felt that spark. They didn't feel the pull in your heart. They didn't see the picture in your mind. They didn't experience the moment that made you say, I want something bigger. All of that was for you. So why expect others to understand something they were never meant to receive? When you stop needing validation, you gain momentum. You take more risks. You try new things. You become comfortable being different. You stop playing small to make others comfortable. You start living in alignment with your goals instead of their opinions. And something incredible happens. The moment you stop relying on them is the moment you stop relying on them. It's the moment you start discovering your real strength. People may not understand your dream because they're looking at who you are while you're looking at who you can become. They're observing your present, but you're building your future. Their perspective is limited by what they've seen, but your dream is fueled by what you imagine. And imagination is always bigger than experience. Your dream is yours. It was placed in your heart for a reason. You don't need everyone to understand it, you just need the courage to follow it. Pressure is something most people try to avoid. They see pressure as a sign that something is wrong, that things are too difficult, or that they're not ready. But pressure isn't a sign of failure. Pressure is proof that you're growing. When life starts pushing you, stretching you, or challenging you, it means you're moving into territory you've never been before. Growth never happens in comfort. It happens in the moments that feel heavy, unfamiliar, or overwhelming. Pressure is the weight that shapes you into someone stronger. Think about anything that improves over time. Muscle skills, confidence, knowledge, all of them grow under pressure. If you lift something heavy, your muscles get stronger. If you learn something difficult, your mind gets sharper. If you face challenges, your character gets deeper. Pressure is not the enemy. It is the tool that builds you. The only people who don't feel pressure are the ones who aren't trying to grow. When you're standing still, life stays easy. When you're moving forward, life stretches you. Pressure teaches you things comfort never will. It forces you to think differently, work harder, and push past limits you thought were permanent. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You develop skills you didn't think you could learn. You create a level of resilience that only shows up when you're underweight. Without pressure, you would never see what you're truly capable of. Most people run from pressure because they confuse it with danger. But pressure doesn't mean you're in danger, it means you're in progress. Pressure appears when you're on the edge of something important. It comes when you're breaking old habits, building new ones, or chasing goals that require a better version of you. It shows up when you're leveling up. That feeling of being stretched is proof that you're not staying the same. Pressure is also a sign that you care. You feel pressure when something matters to you. If you had no goals, you feel nothing. If you had no dreams, there would be no weight. Pressure is passion in disguise. It means you're playing for something bigger, something meaningful, something worth the effort. Instead of avoiding it, you should learn to respect it. Pressure reminds you that you're growing into someone who can handle more than before. There are moments when pressure feels overwhelming, when you're not sure how to move forward, when everything feels heavy. But these moments are the ones that shape you the most. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when you're forced to find strength you didn't know you had. You grow when you keep going even when it's tough. You grow when you choose courage over fear, effort over excuses, and commitment over comfort. Pressure makes you resourceful. It pushes you to think creatively and find solutions. It teaches you how to adapt instead of giving up. It pushes you to develop patience, self-control, and determination. Pressure shows you that you can handle more than you ever believed. Every time you push through pressure, you build confidence. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe that you can face challenges and come out stronger. That kind of self-belief is powerful. Pressure also reveals your priorities. When you face something difficult, you learn what truly matters to you. You learn which goals are worth fighting for, which dreams you're willing to work for, and which distractions you need to let go of. Pressure clarifies your path, finds your path. It removes what doesn't matter and highlights what does. You begin to understand your purpose more deeply. The people you grow the most are not the ones who avoid pressure. They're the ones who learn to carry it. They understand that pressure is temporary, but growth is permanent. They know that pressure is uncomfortable, but worth it. They know that every challenge they face prepares them for bigger opportunities ahead. They don't run from the weight, they train under it. Pressure becomes easier to handle when you stop seeing it as a threat and start seeing it as a teacher. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? That shift alone changes everything. Pressure stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like preparation. You realize you're being shaped for something greater than what you have right now. You can't get to the next level without pressure. You can't grow without challenge. You can't become powerful without weight. Pressure is the sign that you're climbing, evolving, and moving closer to your potential. Embrace it, learn from it, grow through it. Because every time you overcome pressure, you unlock a stronger, wiser, more capable version of yourself. Most people don't realize how much their thinking controls their entire life. The way you think shapes the way you act, the goals you set, and the opportunities you recognize. When you think small, you live small. When you think big, you open the door to possibilities you never imagined before. Oh, small thinking creates small results because your mind will never allow you to achieve what you don't believe you're capable of. That's why dreaming bigger is so important. It forces you to expand your mindset, your actions, and your expectations. Small thinking is usually born from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of disappointment, fear of stepping outside the norm. It's easier to tell yourself that smaller goal is safer, more realistic, more comfortable. But comfort doesn't lead to growth. Comfort doesn't lead to breakthroughs. Comfort only leads to the same patterns repeated year after year. A small life doesn't happen because people lack potential. It happens because they limit themselves mentally before they even begin. When you think bigger, you see opportunities where others see obstacles. You look at challenges and ask, how can I overcome this? Instead of a why is this happening? A bigger mindset helps you approach problems with creativity instead of fear. You're not restricted by the current circumstances because your vision stretches beyond what is right in front of you. You start to believe that more is possible for you. More success, more growth, more achievement, more purpose. Thinking bigger doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to be limited by it. Every person who ever accomplished something great started with a vision that seemed too big at first. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They didn't wait for everyone to agree. They didn't wait for reassurance. They allowed themselves to imagine a better future, and then they worked toward it even when the results were not visible yet. That's the power of big thinking. It gives you direction and intention long before the results show up. When you think small, you set goals that don't stretch you. You choose paths that don't challenge you. You settle for achievements that don't excite you. You stay stuck in routines that don't inspire you. But when you choose to think bigger, you raise your standard. You expect more from yourself. You try things that scare you a little. You test your limits. You discover new skills, new strengths, and new possibilities inside yourself. Thinking big also changes the way you use your time. When your goals are small, you don't feel urgency. You allow distractions to control your day. You waste time because there's nothing pushing you to do more. But when you dream bigger, you become more intentional. You start planning your days. You start eliminating habits that slow you down. You start respecting your own time because you know what you're working toward requires focus and consistency. The strength of a big dream is that it forces you to grow. You can't reach big goals with the same habits, the same mindset, or the same effort that kept you average. You must evolve. You must think on a higher level. You must become stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. That kind of personal development doesn't happen through small thinking. It happens when your dream demands a better version of you and you rise to meet that demand. Small thinking keeps you stuck in the past. Big thinking pushes you toward the future. Small thinking reminds you of what went wrong before. Big thinking reminds you of what is still possible ahead. When you think bigger, you stop letting past mistakes define your limits. You realize that your future is built on your current choices, not your old failures. You begin to understand that your potential is bigger than your fears. Another important truth is that small thinking often comes from the people around you. You might be surrounded by individuals who never tried anything difficult, never chased anything ambitious, or never stepped outside their comfort zone. Their mindset can influence yours. But when you choose to think bigger, you break away from the limitations of your environment. You choose your own vision instead of inheriting theirs. You choose to live by possibility instead of fear. Thinking big doesn't require money, resources, or a special talent. It starts with permission. Permission you give yourself to want more. Once you give yourself that permission, everything begins to shift. You start approaching life with confidence instead of doubt. You start taking risks instead of holding back. You start believing in possibilities instead of limitations. When you think bigger, you live bigger. You push yourself further. You achieve more. You become someone who inspires others, someone who breaks barriers, someone who rises despite challenges. And the best part is that big thinking doesn't just change your goals, it changes you. Excuses are one of the biggest barriers between you and the life you want. They are easy to make, easy to believe, and easy to hide behind. Excuses sound reasonable, they sound logical, and they sound comforting. They make you feel like you're not the problem, like circumstances are holding you back, like life just isn't fair. But the truth is, excuses steal your potential. Every time you choose an excuse, you choose to stay the same. Every time you justify why you can't, you block the path to what you could become. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is simple. Successful people replace excuses with action. Excuses take many forms. Sometimes they sound like fear. What if I fail? Sometimes they sound like insecurity. Maybe I'm not good enough. Sometimes they sound like procrastination. I'll start tomorrow. And sometimes they disguise themselves as protection. I'm not ready yet. These excuses feel safe because they shield you from discomfort, effort, and vulnerability. But the comfort they provide is temporary, while the regret they create lasts much longer. Excuses may protect your feelings, but they destroy your future. When you stop making excuses, you take back your power. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop giving control of your life to things outside of you. Instead, you begin to take responsibility, real responsibility, for your goals, your decisions, and your actions. That shift alone can change everything. Responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself. It means recognizing that your choices shape your future. When you understand that, you stop looking for reasons not to start and begin searching for ways to move forward. Excuses are often rooted in fear. Fear of trying, fear of being judged, fear of being embarrassed, fear of failing. But the truth is, failure doesn't hurt you. Staying the same does. Failure teaches you, strengthens you, and prepares you. Excuses trap you. They keep you stuck in the same patterns, the same habits, the same limitation. Growth demands effort, discomfort, and courage. Excuses demand nothing but staying in place. When you choose action over excuses, you build momentum. Even small steps create progress. Even imperfect effort creates movement. That movement builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency, and consistency builds success. People who achieve great things aren't always the most talented or the most gifted. They're the ones who keep going even on days when it's hard. They don't allow excuses to interrupt their growth. Excuses often appear when you are closest to change. Right before you do something meaningful, something that matters, your mind will try to hold you back. It will remind you of past mistakes, exaggerate future difficulty, and create doubts that feel real. This is a natural part of growth. When you recognize that excuses are simply fear disguised as logic, you can choose not to listen. You can choose not to listen. You can acknowledge the fear without letting it stop you. Taking action doesn't always mean doing something big. It means showing up. It means being consistent. It means doing the small steps daily that move you closer to your goals. Excuses tell you that because you can't do everything at once, you should do nothing at all. Action tells you that doing something is better than doing nothing. Progress is progress, no matter how slow. What matters is that you move. Excuses also disappear when you create discipline. When you rely on motivation, excuses will always win because motivation fades quickly. But when you build discipline, real, solid discipline, excuses lose their power. You start doing what needs to be done simply because it's part of who you are. You no longer argue with yourself or negotiate with laziness. You follow through because you've trained yourself to do so. Another truth is that excuses often come from comparing yourself to others. You see someone doing better and you tell yourself that they had advantages I didn't, or they had help, or it was easier for them, but comparison is just another excuse. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone deals with challenges. Everyone faces setbacks. The difference is that some people push through their circumstance while others use them as reasons to quit. You don't need the perfect situation. You need commitment. When you drop excuses, you free yourself. You stop living in limitations and start living in possibility. Your goals feel more reachable. Your confidence grows. Your mindset shifts from I can't, ain't to I will. You begin to see how much control you actually have. You start noticing opportunities you once ignored. You become more focused, more determined, and more capable. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a committed mindset, because waiting for everything to line up exactly right is the fastest way to stay stuck. Life rarely hands you the ideal moment, the perfect situation, or the clean, easy path. And if you keep waiting for that moment when everything feels comfortable, predictable, and risk-free, you'll watch opportunities pass by one after another. A committed mindset means you move even when things feel uncertain. You keep going even when the timing isn't great. You take the step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they're waiting for a green light that will never come. They're waiting for confidence to magically appear instead of building it through action. They're waiting for the right people to show up instead of becoming the kind of person who can attract the right people. Commitment is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Think about anyone who's achieved something meaningful. Athletes, creators, entrepreneurs, students, anyone who fought for a better life. None of them had a perfect start. Many didn't even have basic resources. But what they did have was a mindset that no matter what obstacles appear, they would keep pushing. That mindset is powerful because it shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you can control. You can't control the weather, time, and economy, or how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can decide to show up consistently. You can decide to practice even when you're tired. You can decide to study even when your friends are chilling. You can decide to work toward your goals even when the world feels messy or complicated. That's commitment. Showing up regardless of circumstances. When you rely on perfect conditions, your progress becomes fragile. A small inconvenience can break your motivation. One bad day can throw you off completely. But when you rely on commitment, you develop resilience. You learn how to adapt. You learn how to push through discomfort. You learn how to stay steady no matter what's happening around you. And that skill, the ability to keep going, is more valuable than any advantage, talent, or lucky break. The truth is, perfect conditions create passive people. Hard conditions create sharp, focused, hungry people. You grow stronger when things aren't easy. A committed mindset also helps you stop comparing your journey to others. Someone else might have more support, better resources, or a smoother path, but that doesn't define your potential. You can start with less and still finish on top if you're consistent. Plenty of people with advantages quit early because they depend too much on comfort. But the people who build grit by pushing through imperfect conditions become unstoppable. They know how to work through challenges instead of avoiding them. They know how to find solutions instead of excuses. They know how to create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Commitment also builds identity. Every time you follow through, even when the situation isn't perfect, you prove to yourself that you're capable. Your confidence grows because you're not just dreaming, you're acting. You're not just hoping, you're building. And once you become the kind of person who honors your goals, no matter what's happening around you, you become dangerous in the best way. You become someone who can't be shaken by small setbacks. You don't need the right moment, the right tools, or the right people before you start. You don't need every answer. You don't need full confidence. You just need the willingness to begin and the discipline to stay with it. Conditions may not be perfect now, and they may never be, but your mindset can be strong, focused, and committed today. And when you commit, truly commit, imperfect conditions can't stop you. They can only shape you into someone stronger, sharper, more resilient, and more prepared for everything you're trying to build. You are capable of more than you think. And the moment you truly understand that, everything changes. Most people live their lives underestimating themselves. They set limits that don't exist. They hold themselves back because of fear, doubt, or other people's opinions. And they never tap into the power that's already inside them. The truth is, your potential is enormous, and the only thing standing between you and it is the belief that you can reach higher, push further, and do more than you ever thought possible. The human mind has a way of convincing you that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that the challenges are too hard. But that's a lie. It's not reality. It's fear dressed up as logic. You have the ability to achieve things that today might feel impossible. Every skill you admire in someone else, every level of success you see in the world, started with a person who decided they could do more than they did yesterday. They started where they were, with what they had, with the belief that growth was possible. But that same ability exists inside you. You might not see it yet. You might not feel it yet. But the capability is there, waiting for you to awaken it through effort, persistence, and determination. One of the reasons most people underestimate their capabilities is because they compare themselves to others instead of measuring their own progress. They look at someone who has achieved a goal that seems impossible, and they think, I could never do that. But the truth is, those people who are once where you are, unsure, inexperienced, afraid, and uncertain. The difference is that they decided to push past their limits, to take action consistently, and to believe that their potential was bigger than their fears. If they can do it, so can you. Your limits are mostly self-imposed. You stop yourself because you assume failure, rejection, or difficulty. But every time you push past what you think is possible, you expand your capacity. Every time you try something challenging, even if you stumble, you learn and grow stronger. The human body and mind are built to adapt and evolve. You have reserves of strength, creativity, and endurance that remain untapped until you demand more of yourself. And the moment you demand it, those reserves reveal themselves. Capability is not only about talent or intelligence. It's about commitment, persistence, and belief. It's about showing up every day, working even when you don't feel like it, and refusing to quit. You are capable of doing things you've never done before simply by choosing to push yourself, learn, and grow. Talent alone is not enough. Discipline transforms potential into results. Even when the challenge feels overwhelming, you can rise above it because your ability is greater than your current situation. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to realizing your true capability.